Welcome to Right on Wednesday. This week's word is entitled Philippians 4:13. Don't reduce the text. You guys, please excuse me if you hear a loud humming in the background. That's my air conditioning unit. I normally will turn it off for just until I finish this recording, but it's Alabama heat. We had some issues with our AC unit just this past weekend. I don't want to fool with it and mess it up, so I hope you guys can hear me over this AC unit. All right, so Philippians 4:13, don't reduce the text, is the name of the article this week. I'm going to read to you right now Philippians 4, verse 11 through 13. It reads, not that I speak, and my children are back there, so I hope they won't disturb the video. Not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state I am to be content. I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I have learned to both be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. All right, so many people, many Christians or believers, they know about this verse, right? We love this verse, and it's a very beautiful, encouraging verse to know that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. In the article, I mentioned that it can be used in a wide variety of ways. An athlete may say to themselves before they hit the court, before they hit the field, that I can do all things through Christ. Like, I can win this game. I can play a good game today. A lawyer may say within themselves to encourage themselves that, hey, or a lawyer to be, they can say within themselves, I can pass this bar exam. Through Christ who strengthens me, I can do it. Or like an entertainer, if they want to put on a very good performance, they may say, I know I can do this through Christ who strengthens me. And God is so caring, he's so loving, and he is with us. He is with us, and he can help us do some amazingly wonderful things in this life. But I don't want us to reduce this text. When we say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, I don't want us to reduce this text, because we take away from the full scope of the text when we reduce it to only being about worldly success. I think anytime we're dealing with scriptures, whenever we're dealing with verses, to ensure that we are not reducing a text or taking things out of context, we should just read the whole chapter. And even in reading the whole chapter, maybe understand the entire context of the book itself. So like I'm in Philippians, when you're reading a book, it may just be helpful to know the point of the letter, to understand the point of that book. And you can just get a better understanding if you read the whole chapter instead of just the verse. So when we go down just two more verses, Paul says this. He says, moreover, as you Philippians know, in the early days of your acquaintance with the gospel, when I set out from Macedonia, not one church shared with me in the matter of giving and receiving except you only. So Paul, in context, he's saying that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, right? But in context, he's talking about a necessity. He's saying that he can do all things through Christ. He can be in lack, he can be poor and be content, and he can abound and be prosperous and be content. And he can do all of these things through the strength of Christ. And so I think what happens is when we reduce this text to only be about the good things, then we miss God in different seasons. Let me read to you Psalms 139 verse 8. David says this in Psalms 139 verse 8. He said, if I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. David was writing to us, or just writing in general, saying that no matter where I go in this life, God is there with me. If I'm on the mountaintop, if I have prosperity and just abundance and overflow, then God is with me. But if I fall into the abyss, if I'm in suffering, if I'm abasing, if I'm in the valley, then God is there with me then too. And so when we look at Paul saying that he can do all things through Christ who strengthens him, he's not just talking about God can help me abound. No, God can help me when I'm suffering too. God can help me when I'm down. That same athlete who's asking for help to win the game, asking, believing that Christ can strengthen him to win the game. Well, if you lose the game, guess what? Christ can strengthen you there too. He can bring you comfort. For a lawyer or an aspiring lawyer who wants to pass that bar exam, you say within yourself, well, I can do all things through Christ. Well, if you fail, you can still be comforted through the strength of Christ. No matter what season you are in, whether up or down, Christ can strengthen you. And I just don't want us to reduce this text, because often when people apply it, they only apply it to things that they can accomplish. Worldly success, prosperity, abundant things. And again, I'm not saying you can't do that. Yes, Christ can strengthen you to do amazingly great things, but don't reduce the text to believe it's only about achieving and receiving. It's about any season. It's about Christ being able to strengthen you through anything, through any season. And so I'm not going to prolong the time. Y'all go check out the article if you like. But I just wanted to bring a little insight, a little clarity to that verse. That yes, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us, but it's not just about abounding. It's about abasing, as he says as well. It's about whether you are in lack or whether you are in plenty. You can do all things. You can get through all things. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Again, the article is entitled Philippians 4:13, Don't Reduce the Text. Next week, I'll see whether I'm going to stay in Philippians 4 or whether I'm going to go ahead and go to another book and chapter. But either way, y'all be blessed. Have a beautiful day, okay? May God bless you and keep you in Jesus' name.